Philippians chapter 2, verse 7. You guys love to quote that, right?
We sure do.
So look, I believe Jesus was not God on earth. Now here in Philippians chapter 2, verse 7, it says that he had to become, or he emptied himself in some narrations. It also says he became nothing.
Made himself no reputation.
Made himself of no reputation. And then when you look in the interlinear, the reason why I said the NIV has a better translation is because when you look at that word, which means emptied, it literally says to be void, vain, no reputation. He became nothing. Do you believe in a God who can become nothing?
Yeah, if you mean in humility, and you mean that he sets his divine prerogatives to the side and becomes a lowly servant, putting his status to the side, yes, absolutely.
That's not what Philippians 2:7 is talking. Let's read it. Let's read. Philippians 2:7 is saying that he emptied himself of his divine nature.
No, it doesn't say that at all. But himself emptied. So emptied himself.
Of what?
It doesn't say. It just says, but he emptied himself. And then it says, the form of a servant having taken in the likeness of men. So he took on the form of a servant in the likeness of men, having been made. I'm showing you that in context, it's talking about having a humble mindset. So look, starting in verse 1. Therefore, if there is any encouragement in Christ, if there is any consolation of love, if there is any fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection and compassion, fulfill my joy, that you think the same way by maintaining the same love, being united in spirit, thinking on one purpose, doing nothing from selfish ambition or vain glory, but with humility of mind regarding one another as more important than yourselves, not merely looking out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others. Have this way of thinking in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus, right? So the whole context is about humility. So when you have God who is triune, you can have God, the second person of the Trinity, humble himself to the Father and become a servant.
When I see this text, what I'm seeing is this. I'm seeing that you believe that Jesus is God, but that text says that he had to do away with his divinity in order for him to be a man.
So even the verse you're talking about is about the humility of Christ. In Philippians 2, it goes into more detail about this humility, right? And that it tells you he does not get rid of his divine nature.